Hello and welcome to 15 Minute Gamer. My name is Tony and this is Prey. This is an honest impressions video. I'm about 4 hours in. I don't know how much longer it's going to take. So I thought, you know what, there's not many reviews on this game and they seem a little bit mixed. So I thought I would jump in with my 2 pence worth and maybe just give you what I think of the game anyway. So here I am. This video contains no spoilers that I know of. I literally just picked an area just to kind of walk around, and you'll see bits and bobs and different parts of the game, different things we can do, that sort of thing. It's about 4 hours in. I've tried to keep it as spoiler free as possible, which is why I picked this area, because I knew there wasn't too much going on. So Prey seemed to be one of them games that kind of the games media were getting really hyped and excited about, but I never heard anyone really speak about it. Like, no one on Twitter was really going on about it. You know, nobody was like, oh my god, Prey's coming out, I can't wait. So it was kind of the day beforehand, and I was like, oh yeah, Prey comes out tomorrow, doesn't it? And I went to check some reviews. Obviously there was none, because it's Bethesda, and they don't send review copies out early enough. So I was like, oh, I've been stung too many times with these type of games, you know what, I'm just going to leave it. However, the day after I read a review, watched a few YouTube videos, and people were saying, yeah, first half hour or so, pretty good, really enjoying it. And I was like, I'm going to jump on this train. I'm going to pick it up. I got it for about $31.99 on the PC, which, to be fair, I thought, you know what, if I get 6 or 7 hours out of it, I'll be pretty happy for that price, rather than paying, you know, full retail on the PlayStation or something. And yeah, I might get some money back, but if it doesn't do very well, who knows? So I picked up on the PC. I've heard Bethesda games don't run very well sometimes. However, this one is running absolutely fine on mine. I don't have the best PC, graphics are on a pretty high setting, and it just seems to absolutely work fine. So if you're worried about the graphics, I have a GTX 970 and a i5 processor, and it runs just fine on mine. 24 gigs of RAM even. So yeah, if you're worried about specs, that's what I run at, and you can see here it is running pretty well. I've had no issues with slowdown or crashes or anything like that. So I've not had any serious graphical issues, but there is some bugs in here that really bug me. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't think of a better word there. Bugs that bug me, issues that bug me, I guess. Like, sometimes when you go to crouch to go through a maintenance hatch, it just will not go through. I've had problems where I can't get through doors. You try and close a maintenance hatch behind you because there's some mimics behind you or something like that, and it won't close. The hit area is so small on it as well. I don't know if it's a bug or something they're going to fix later on. So, yeah, even though I've not had any major game crashes or issues, some of the bugs have been on the more irritating side and have got me killed on more than one occasion. So for those who don't know, Prey was a game that came out some years ago now, and I really enjoyed it. It had a really good intro. I liked the gay character. Basically involved Red Indians or Native Americans, as we should call them, and aliens, and I really enjoyed it. And I was kind of thinking, why have they not used the name Prey 2? And I don't know why they've not used the name Prey 2. It's a little bit weird because it was called Prey as well. First I thought it was maybe a reboot, but it's certainly not a reboot. This is a completely different game. This game is basically, and to sum up, is BioShock mixed with Dead Space, but it does neither well. It does both good. And there's certain aspects that are very BioShock in it. There's some aspects that are very Dead Space in it, but it doesn't take either of them and runs in a really particularly satisfied way. When I'm playing this, I'm kind of half enjoying it, half not enjoying it. It's just such a middle game, if you ask me. It's not one that I could recommend to anyone, and we'll go into them reasons later on. It's just a game that, if you find it in a sale and you've got nothing else to play, you're not going to go too far wrong. It's not a bad game. It's just, it doesn't do anything different. It doesn't really set itself out. It hasn't really got that interesting, you know, IP for me that's like, oh my god, that selling point is amazing. That's something totally different. And when I'm playing that, I do feel like I can pick this game up and play it for 20 minutes and turn it off again, and I'll happily not go back on it for the rest of the day, and it doesn't bother me. It's not a storyline I'm invested in. It's not a game that I'm invested in. I think I'll probably get my 6-7 hours out of it. I hope. As I'm in 4 at the moment, and I'm playing in very little bursts. I know some people are raving about this game. IGN give it a 4, and it's getting a load of hatred. Now, games are very hard to put a score on, which is why I do impressions mainly, just because my opinions on a game have been maybe a 5, 6, 7 out of 10 are totally irrelevant. If you love Bioshock and Dead Space, the chances are you're going to love this game. If you're on a console and haven't had a game to play for a while and you've been playing through Bioshock again, you're going to love this game. As a PC user, there's a lot of other games to play. When I pick this up, there's just nothing that's kind of bringing me to the party. And yeah, I liked Bioshock 1. I thought Bioshock Infinite was good. 2 and 3, yeah. And Dead Space, again, Dead Space 1 was brilliant. Dead Space 2 was alright. Dead Space 3 let itself down hugely. And in fact, I couldn't even remember if I played Dead Space 3 when I was speaking to someone on Twitter about it the other day. So yeah, this is where this game's kind of be. I can imagine this game in about a year's time. I'll go, did I ever play that game? And have to look back through my YouTube files. So let's talk a little bit about the game and the mechanics, what I like, what I don't like, that sort of thing. So basically, you're a guy, you're on a spaceship. I'm not putting any spoilers in there, so I'm not going to say any more on that on the story, because I don't think there's that much more story to tell anyway without spoiling anything. And basically, you're working your way through this spaceship, trying to figure out what's happened, who you are, that sort of thing. You're piecing it together via the ship's crew's audio files and downloads, and when you're walking around there's people talking to you, so there's a lot of different things happening, a lot of information gathering. A lot of information is done via audio tapes and emails. A lot of the crew are dead, so you're not really going to see anyone knocking around alive and telling you the story that I've met so far. As I said, that could change. Ammo is pretty limited on the game. It is one thing I really struggled with. In fact, I rage quit 3 times the other day because I couldn't defeat any enemies because I had no shotgun shells. Shotgun shells seem to be the thing you need in this game. There is a gun called the goo gun, which you can see me using now. So basically it fires almost like a concrete thing, and you can knock out environmental things like if it's electricity or fire, or you can use them to control enemies. So you can fire them at enemies, and the enemies will like slow down so you can shoot them and they'll stop for a little bit. That was an interesting weapon. I'm not going to take that away. I did enjoy that weapon. I think it's really good. There's also things like pistols in there, and there's even, one of them like foam dart guns in there. I've not used that yet, but apparently it does come in handy later on for you to distract enemies and that sort of thing. There's grenades, and you also have psychic kind of powers which you can install later on via mods, which we're going to cover later on. So that is basic premise of the game. You've got to get through this ship to do the mission. I'm not going to really say what the mission is. There's lots of side quests to do, lots of main missions to do, and you're just working your way through trying to figure out what's happening through all the different areas of the ship. And interacting with different things while filling the side objectives. There's even like things like crew logs where you can click on them and see where they are on the ship, and that's like a side quest to find out where they are and what happened. Usually a dead body will contain some sort of key card or some sort of clue to where you need to go, so it is worthwhile. There's lots of little experiments to take part in, like you'll click buttons and you can see here the mimics. The mimics basically are your enemy in this game. The small ones can turn into anything, so it could be a coffee cup, it could be a towel, and it leads to some pretty exciting moments when you're looking around and you go, what, did that cup just move, or is it just my imagination? You'll hit the cup to make sure that it doesn't move and stuff like that. The little mimics are cool enemies. Then you get like bigger ones and other mimics to do. There's even outside floating mimics which kill you in one shot, so that is a good thing. However, where I am now, we'll have a thing where you can put like a scope on, you press Z, and it kind of notices mimics for you, and you can scan them to learn abilities, and if you scan them for long enough you can actually pick up some of their abilities as well, so you can pick up certain mimic trends. I've not tested these yet because it does say in the game that if you do that, turrets will shoot you, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather the turrets on my side. I think even though turrets aren't that common, I still would want to use them on my side. I guess you can probably use them to be hacked later on, I guess. So you can just see there I got killed by one of the walking mimics that like shoots like this big ball of thing out of them. So as you can see there, I've just loaded back into the game. Now, loading times are a little bit long in this game. I have cut some of them out. Right, infantry. You do have a little bit of an infantry space, and in there you'll store lots of stuff, med packs, guns, upgrades, that sort of thing. The room's not too bad. You also have an upgrade skill tree, which, as you can see, you collect points for, and you can unlock different things. So as you would guess, maybe 2, 4, 5 points to do certain things, and it's up to you where you unlock. I would be really careful when you're doing that, by the way, because if you go down the wrong path, this game can get pretty tough. I'm playing on easy, and I die a lot, and I'm not normally that bad at FPS games and stuff. Here you go on the screen now. You see I've got the goo gun. I'm gooing him up, gooing him all over. You can see there he's stopping, he's slowing down. Oh, look at him. And then I get my shotgun out. I get the wheel out, get the shotgun, and 1, 2, 3, down. Now that's what's like. You'll find schematics and stuff dotted around the station. Trust me, get the shotgun one. Get the shotgun shell one, and you can make that. So aside from the weapons, there's also hacking abilities to unlock. That's a pretty good thing. You can repair stuff as well, so you'll find gun turrets that are damaged and repair them. The gun turrets are a lot of fun, but Jesus Christ, one hit and they're down again, and I think that really needs to change, because the spare parts so far aren't too hard to find, but they're not easy to find, and you'll need to use them quite a lot. On top of that, you collect materials and you can put them into something called a recycler. It will recycle anything, change them into like these little balls and spheres and stuff, collect them, and then you can use them to craft more medikit, bullet shells, or whatever you found the schematics for. So one last thing to say about the game is, it's one of them, he has an objective, we're not going to give you any help of how to get there, there's no hand holding, it's one of them, create your own, find your own path. You'll get a very basic idea of roughly where to go. However, it's up to you how you get there, how you find it, that sort of thing. There is also stealth mechanics in the game. I'm not really a stealth player. They don't seem that great to me. Seem to get noticed still pretty easily. However, if you're good at stealth, you might find it a little bit better than I did. This is outside. There is 0G, so no gravity, where you can go outside, and rooms, if they've got holes in, will turn to 0G as well. Nice little feature, I did like that, and it's nice being outside, the sound muffles down and that sort of thing, so it is quite nicely done. However, when you're going around, you've got to unlock the door from the inside first before you can go into most areas, but there is one bit where you need to get a key card, so you do need to go into 0G. I don't know if this gets used more later on, or if it becomes more effective in the game. I don't know if there's like spaceships to go to or anything like that in there, but at the moment I've just been going around the spaceship, but there is that to do as well. It looks like there's about 5 or 6 airlocks dotted around the main area. And that's kind of the end of the video. That's all I really wanted to say. I've listened back through it. I don't think I've missed anything out too much. I hope I haven't, but yeah, it's all right. That's all. It's good. It's not great. It's not bad. Certainly not even close to a bad game, but it's certainly not a great game. I don't know where all these 8, 9s and 10s out of 10 are coming from. I just don't know. I don't know if they've played a different game or what, but it's alright. It's alright, and you know, I have a little bit of fun when I'm playing it, but that's all I'm getting out of it. I'm not really getting that nth degree of excitement out that I was expecting out of it, and it's a bit of a shame, really. So yeah, I'll be back with, you know, I might I'll do a full review if I ever get around to completing it, but at this stage I'm not sure I'll even find the time or want to complete it. So I will catch you all later. Goodbye.